So today we're going to do some cardio, but the reason's a little bit different today. It's more for mental health than fitness, because a lot of people say to me, like, you live in the dream and stuff, which yeah, I am. Obviously, like, it's a nice life, but what a lot of people don't realise is like this massive darkness I carry around with me. And now most of the time I can kind of like keep it at bay, especially because you're a product of your environment. But there's some days where it's just like I can feel it coming up, like over a few days, and it gets intense, and it's kind of like you feel crippled. But like the old me would have just sat there all depressed and just hoped for tomorrow. But hope for a better day tomorrow. I'm doing things a little different, you know. I'm overcoming it, because one of the things I'm working on while out here is like a little business plan, is to help people overcome their fears, like anxiety, trying to push through those down days where you feel like you can't do nothing. So I'm just not just trying, I need to be the best example that I can be. So one of the main reasons why I've moved out here isn't just to like live the high life, as some people say. It's the only alternative to how I was in the UK, just sitting in a dark room, like blacked out dark room, just sitting on my bed, just staring at my own eyes in the mirror, just feeling suicidal and stuff. So this is the best chance I got of happiness, as they say. So it's not always just to live in the dream, like. So this is my 4th time coming to Thailand, and in the previous times people would say they'd say the same things, like, oh, you live in the dream. And I'm like, I see why it looks like that, because like, yeah, I am, but I remember the only thing I could say is like, oh no, on paper it looks like that, but like, I am riddled in mental health, and the people who know me know I am riddled with mental health. But like all the other times, I remember like towards the end, I always like was trying to get home, because it's like, oh, I'm mental health, because I go to Thailand to run away. But then once the mental health caught up with you after a few weeks, then it's like, oh, I need a new space again, so I go back to UK. So yeah, it's always positive vibes, but it's nice to kind of drop something like that now and then to show, like, it's not always like when you see on like Instagram or something like that, it's not always, that person may not always be living as high of a life as you think. Everybody has the issues, but it is nice to show people that nobody's perfect, kind of thing. We all have our own struggles or our own demons, as they say. So let's get back to positive vibes now. Let's get back to the cardio before I depress everybody. Let's go. Hello. I'm gonna slip then. That's all I need. Oh, let's go. There we are, all done. Most of the time it's not about guaranteeing you change your mood. It's more of the question, did I push through when I felt I couldn't? And that's a really powerful tool, because most of the time, as everybody knows, you don't choose how you feel. Otherwise, obviously you just choose to be happy. It's a no-brainer. When you overcome something that you felt you couldn't, like when you're depressed and you think, oh no, I will go out today, or I will go to the gym today, or whatever the circumstances, the next time you have a challenge, it'll be easier. It's kind of like a winning streak, but it works the same vice versa. If you think, oh, I can't do this today, then you don't, which is okay, sometimes you can't, but the next day you have that challenge, like, oh, a down day, it'll be harder. It's like a losing streak and a winning streak. So if 7 days in a row you've overcome, you're like, yeah, push through. The 8th day, I guarantee you, the 8th day will be a lot easier than the first day. And it's the same vice versa. If for 7 days in a row you've been like, oh, I can't do it, the 8th day will be impossible. And that's when things get too impossible, when it's the 9th day, 10th day, 12th day, and so on. You've got to keep on top of it. If you don't keep on top of it, it will keep on top of you. It's as simple as that. That's what I've learned from a decade of unfortunate experience. Something, right? Good. And to be honest, I do feel great now. So overcoming yourself when you feel like you can't, and endorphins are your best friend. So the moral of the story is push through. And how long it'll last, who knows? But no matter how I feel today, I know I've won the battle against mental health today. And it's, to be honest, it's one massive war with yourself. So you just got to keep winning those little battles, and then you're ahead. You're winning the war as such. So let's go.